Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you on the 8th of April, 2021. Time on deck, 21:08 hours Central Daylight Time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. The United States is actually considering sending warships into the Black Sea to monitor, to assist Ukraine or whatever in this standoff between Russia and Ukraine. You gotta be kidding me. Yes, this is a fact. This is breaking news. The United States is actually right now considering sending warships into the Black Sea. This is the sea where the Russians have Crimea, of course, and their main warm water Navy base, right in the middle of all these tensions. Are we trying to poke the bear? Are we risking provoking World War III to get involved in this? We don't even, guys, we're not even in a NATO treaty with Ukraine. So why are we doing this? What is really cooking? What could it lead to? This seems to be above and beyond, but we're going to go all into that in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. This is part of my eyes wide open and head on a swivel series that I bring to you. I actually was going to do a story on drones as weapons of mass destruction as a first part of a two-part series. The second part is going to be on what to do if you get attacked as a prepper by drones, how you might defend yourself. And drones could be coming from many different entities in the near future because drone technology is proliferating. So these are kind of some of the videos that will be coming to you. Many prepping videos will be coming to you. More in this series of keeping your eyes wide open, head on a swivel, because it is a proposition on my channel to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. That's why I bring you these videos so that you can tell your friends and neighbors and family, hey, we've got to get ready. We got to prep. We got to take this serious. So please share my videos. Subscribe to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, do that. Bang the update notification bell and click off so you'll get the notifications for my future videos. Now, like I said, I do many other videos on worm farming, gardening, things that you need to know to survive and thrive. I do videos on eating free from the weeds and trees. We're going to box stores. We can buy things cheap in bulk quantities. So these are all good reasons to watch. But however, a quick shameless plug here. I do have a special offer right now. If you go to prepwithgreg.com, you can find $200, 200 smackamoles off a 3-month supply. Yes, 6 buckets of this food that lasts 25 years. 2 buckets is a month's 4-week supply. You get 6 of them, $200 off if you go to prepwithgreg.com right now. Or if you get the 4-week supply, you can get $50 off. But wow, that is an excellent deal. And my friends, this is the stuff that you can easily carry. Nice little pouches here that you can put in your backpack. That's 4 servings. And this stuff is dehydrated. It's freeze dried, so it makes it easy to carry. But it rehydrates, and this is real food, guys. Real food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, drinks and desserts. That'll make you a winner. Also, you can click on the My Patriot Supply logo and find all kind of other prepping supplies. All the stuff going on in the world right now. You need to be prepping right now, every way you can. Well, it's eating from the weeds and trees. You better be studying that. Better study how to tie knots. You better study how to live out in the woods if you can, or bug in real good wherever you're at. And you better have somebody to have your back. That's one reason we're forming tribe groups here. But we're going on to that at the end of this video a little bit more. All right, so we're going to talk about this. Yes, the United States is offering support in many ways, but not specifying yet to the Ukraine, which is kind of open-ended and kind of strange. And so other NATO countries are getting involved in this too. So let's have a look-see at what's before us, my friends. Bing, 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 bang. Yeah, it might be a really big bang. Uh-oh, I hate those ads. Ding, ding. Oh, get off our screen. Oh, we'll have to pull it. U.S. considering sending warships to Black Sea amid U.S.-Ukraine tensions. That's a CNN, guys. So whatever that is or isn't worth. And here we go. There, I got out of my way. Get this. The U.S. Navy routinely does operate in the Black Sea, as I said here, but sending warships in the next few weeks as a show of support to Ukraine. As a show of support. Yeah, this may be just asking for it. U.S. is required to give 14 days notice of intention to enter the Black Sea under the 1936 treaty giving Turkey control over the strait. Yeah, Turkey has that strait. But holy smoke, guys. So that gives you some delay right there. And maybe by then, it may be all over. It may be all over because things are cooking. There's lots of tension there. It's ratcheting up fast. And it's talking about how we're flying our B-1 bombers over the Aegean Sea, which is just south of there, close to the Mediterranean. So guys, this is cooking. To further show you something, there's more than that. Bing. Is this because of the Biden administration's close ties with the Ukraine? Does this have anything to do with it? Why are we so suddenly supportive of the Ukraine? What's going on there? As you know, Biden has been very critical of Russia and saying they would pay for so-called election meddling and, of course, the solar winds hacking. We got to be careful, though, guys. We don't want to get into a war with Russia. And this is, we could easily, I just did a video saying, well, we stumble into war with China. We might stumble into war with Russia, and we may not even be stumbling into it. We might be kicking our way into it. If we're not careful. We got to be careful. Look, see here, guys, look at this. Ukraine's not a NATO country, yet 5 NATO countries hold talks on support for Ukraine. And yeah, this is in a Ukrainian news source here, okay? And who are they? The United States, United Kingdom. And I'm going to go back to the United Kingdom here in a little bit. Canada, Lithuania. Well, Lithuania, Russia will slam you if you get involved in this. They'll be coming in your homeland probably. Poland. Yeah, Poland, you might want to watch out too. You might be a little better positioned, but holy smokes, you are a NATO member, and so is Lithuania. Lithuania, the Baltic nations will be hard for the NATO to defend in a war with Russia. Let me tell you, there's no direct land connection, guys. So the leaders reaffirmed their unwavering support for the Ukraine's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and Euro-Atlantic aspirations. Okay, that's a big unwavering support. Now, what do you mean by unwavering support? What is unwavering support? What level does that go to? What does that actually mean? That's a big, amorphous phrase there. Huge amorphous phrase. What do you mean by that? So as a reminder, United Nations, Western countries, and NATO expressed strong support for Ukraine against the background of escalation in Donbass and buildup of Russian forces along the Ukraine border. Well, okay, we know that. But guys, that's a huge statement. Unwavering support. How far does that go? What does unwavering mean? How much is unwavering? Does that mean we go to war? We don't have a treaty obligation. Well, look here. So we're talking about sending boats. You got to realize Russia already has their biggest warm water naval base in Crimea. It's at this Sevastopol naval base. They got a lot of ships there, but as if that wasn't enough, they're sending a bunch of small boats from the Caspian Sea over there. I guess they're using the small boats, probably because they're sending these over land because there's not any great, wonderful connection directly into Ukraine and get you there in any straightforward means, except over land. Now there is rivers that almost connect between the two bodies, but they're not quite connecting. I hadn't noticed any canal in there. So the Caspian Sea flotilla, they're sending 10 vessels from the Caspian Sea, a mixture of landing craft. Landing craft? What are landing craft for? An invasion. Why are they sending landing craft if they're not considering an invasion? And small gunboats, probably to defend the landing craft. Landing craft. Wow. So they want to send more troops in other than the ones they got on the border already. Is this what you're saying here? What does that mean? What does that mean? Excuse me. What does that mean? I've been a spike in GPS jamming. Oh, a lot of stuff going on here, guys. Check this out. Yeah. So there we are. That's the small gunboats. Well, that's a fairly decent gun there. Put on a fast-moving boat. This is how UK is seeing it. And why is UK so worried about this if they're not planning to be in it? Russia-Ukraine crisis could explode into war in days as UK commanders are on high alert. UK commanders, United Kingdom, the Brits, they're on high alert. Why? They're not NATO. Guys, what does this say? And here's a Ukrainian tank. So they're over in the close line, close to the Russian-backed separatist, which Lee Wheelbarger has told us is actually Russian Spetsnaz troops, special forces. Ukraine crisis could explode. We already just read that. So senior Ukraine military forces fear Moscow's war planners may have wrong-footed Kyiv by being far more battle ready for a major land and sea attack than previously suspected. See, what they're saying is they thought originally it was going to be in mid-May, but maybe not. Maybe not. This may come within days, so that U.S. fleet may never get there. Within days. Yeah, let's see a fleet going through the Bosphorus Strait, they're all lined up with a big canyon walls on either side of them going through that Bosphorus Strait in the midst of war. Yeah, how you going to get through there and not get holes all in you and wind up swimming with the fishes? I don't see it, guys. So once aggressive Russian troop movements toward the border have caused great concern. No kidding. No kidding. And guys, look at this. Guys, I am not saying at all that, hey, I'm not supporting Russia in this. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting him. I just did a video with Lee Wheelbarger. He's very much for the Ukrainians in this thing. Now, I have heard that the Ukrainians had said they were going to take Crimea back, supposedly, and supposedly that is what prompted Russia's reaction. Now, I don't know, but Russia will not give up Crimea because Crimea is their main warm water naval base. We're going to show you that in a minute. But what does Ukraine have to back it up? Ukraine has 200,000 active troops, 150,000 army, including airborne assault forces, and how it's all broke down. Navy, 40,000. Yeah, Navy's not going to do much good against the Russian Navy down there. 50,000 National Guard. Well, I've heard reports claiming the Russians have, one report said 28,000 troops. I believe there's 28 battalions. And another report said 100,000 troops on the border. You got to remember, Belarus is in this too. Belarus also has troops on their border with Ukraine. And I have no idea how many troops or battalions they've got. That is something I've not been hearing a lot about. I did see a report that Belarus was marshaling troops on the border, but I haven't seen much on that at all. Why is Belarus involved? Oops. Am I still sharing? What happened here? I may have kicked this out. Give me a second. I got to go back and see this. Yeah, I have to go back in the share again. Pardon me. I just knocked it out accidentally because the controls to switch the tabs on these Google are at the same place the controls for Zoom are. And every time I reach up to grab a tab from Zoom on Google, the Zoom tabs pop down. And the stop share one is a big one right there. Well, this is what's on the ground, guys. This is Ukraine. This is Crimea, which the Russians are in possession of. This is Donbass. And look at this. This is over in the middle of Ukraine. Russian military convoy filmed. I'll have to come back to that and look at this. And what's this? This is the Sevastopol naval base right here. And one of the things they've got at this naval base is the S-400 missile system, which its best version has a range of 250 miles to take anything out of the air. That and the heavy naval presence, and there's some few ships that come through this strait here. Yeah, they're going to be hard pressed to deal with that. So, this is just asking for trouble to send American ships in there right now. It is really asking for trouble if we do that. I don't see how, if we get in a conflict, that would fare well for us at all. So let's look at this S-400 missile system. This is their anti-aircraft missile. It is said to be the best anti-aircraft missile in the world by many sources. And it's this version here, the 40N6E, has a range of 400 kilometers or 250 miles. Yeah, that's a lot of range for an anti-aircraft system. That's a lot of range. Boy, they can take out some stuff with this system, guys. So let's look at this base. Let's look at this naval base. Here it is. The Sevastopol Naval Base. Guess what? This thing was built back during, it started before our Revolutionary War. Look at this, guys. 1772 to 1783. And who built this naval base way back then? The Russian Empire. You got to remember, Crimea was Russian until they gave it to Ukraine in 1954. And then after Ukraine, what they thought, well, Ukraine's in the Soviet Union, it's all one big happy family. Let's just be a nice little thing to give them. And then after the Ukraine split out, Russia paid rent for that base for a while until Russia and Ukraine got into it again. And then Russia just annexed it. And they held an election of the people there, and the people are principally ethnic Russians. And they voted, of course, to go with Russia. And most of them worked at that naval base or had jobs that were connected to it. So that's the biggest thing in the area, probably. So there we are, guys. This naval base is Russia's primary warm water base. They've had it from way back. And I would submit that Russia would go to full-scale WWIII to retain this. Any idea that we're going to force Russia to give this up, to me, is nuts. Now, here's some of the ships they got there. Now, Russia's got a serious navy there. So barracks behind, ships in the front, barracks behind. A lot of stuff there, guys. Lots of stuff here. Well, there's some interesting ships. Guys, this is not a, oh, those are like anti-aircraft missiles right there. Or some kind, maybe they're anti-ship missiles even. Guys, these are no joke. They have a serious naval base there. And as if it didn't have enough ships, they're sending more ships. So what kind? Landing ships. Why would you send amphibious landing ships just for a standoff? Of course, why are they sending all the armor they're sending there? Why are they sending tanks? Why are they sending mobile artillery, big artillery to the border of Ukraine? A lot of questions. Why? Wow, what is cooking, guys? So what operates out of here? What is their Black Sea Fleet? This is a whole big article on the Black Sea Fleet. More of their ships. They have some pretty serious looking ships, guys. This is no lightweight operation there. You know, if we send a few little warships in there, they may meet their match on this occasion. And the Russians are not going to be happy if we're in there when they're trying to take a big chunk out of Ukraine. Not that they should. Not that they should. In fact, you know, Donbass might be, I think Donbass is the only province, and other than Crimea and Ukraine, that's maybe more ethnic Russian than not. And I've seen it both ways in the statistics, so I'm not sure which way it falls. So they definitely, they're overstepping here, guys. But, you know, Russia's going to defend Crimea. So it may be the Ukraine says, hey, we're going to take it back. And if they did, Russia said, no, you're not. Now, I don't know. All right, maybe this is just a standoff. Maybe it's posturing. But the UK is really concerned that this may go off within days. And if you give them the footing of the Russians, the stuff they're putting in there, that's why. So let's go back in and find this interactive site. And I know when you click on something, it seems you can't get back to it. And this site, it don't seem that good. So Joint Forces Operation 7 ceasefire violations yesterday. I keep saying the same thing on a ceasefire violation. There's supposed to be a ceasefire. Things are going on in violation of it. So why is there a convoy over here? What is happening here? Let's see if we can pull up this video. Russian military convoy found. Somebody got it out of their car. Well, is this a video or a picture? I don't know about this site. Jump to map. Jump back here. Oh, there it is. There we go. If that's a Russian military convoy, where they showed it at, that would constitute an invasion. So it's showing as one of those red zones. I'm gonna roll this window down and get a better look. And that car pulled up. Guys, I don't know. I can't vouch for who this is. these VLCs are, or where they are, just by the video alone. But according to this site, according to the outside, like I said, these things don't always click back very well. That's what I've noticed about this site. When you go in and click something like this, it don't come out very well. Here, maybe it will now. Click this big X over here. Yes, it totally blew me out. All right, let's see where we go. There's another video we can play here. So how does a Russian convoy get all the way over here? Russian military convoy. They come up like, I don't know, guys. How did that happen? Are they coming across here? What happened there? Is that real or is it something else? Here's another video. Military convoy filmed in Rostov region. Let's see if we can get this pulled up. We'll leave this once we look at this, if we can see it. Come on, pull it up. Sure, I shouldn't have to click that. Now this website's a little slow. It's a little clunky. All right, my friend Wheelbarger, here we go, filmed or showed us a lot of convoys. He had people. Pardon me, I was trying to kill the audio on that. I don't like his radio. All right, let's see if we can advance this without the audio. Now this side is not very responsive. Okay, come on. What do we got here? Looks like a tank. Tank, yep, it's definitely a tank. Is that another tank or the same tank? Okay, let's just replan. It's the same tank. All right, I've seen video with a lot more in it than that. I'll hit this X again. There you go. This time it took me back here. So guys, there's a lot of tension here. This could erupt. We're talking about sending warships in here. I don't think that's a wise decision. I think we need to reconsider that. Maybe you can call your senators. Maybe you can actually call the White House. I go to my go to freedomrestorationfoundation.org and gives you the switchboard number there for the Senate. If you go to the action page, if you go to the action center, go to freedomrestorationfoundation.org, go to the action center, and you can find out how to contact your senators there. And it just doesn't, you know, guys, it just, I don't see the sense in sending a naval ship in here, a warship, because I think there will be in trouble. Because I don't see if we get, if there's a conflict there, and if they get into it with the Russians, how they're going to fare. Because not only do they have to hold off whatever Russians are there, their ships, which will probably be a superior force, but to get away, they got to get back through this little narrow strait, guys. And that strait is very, very, very narrow. Very narrow. So I wouldn't want to have to deal with going through, especially right here, guys. That is extremely narrow. I can't even see it on this map. Let's scroll, you know. Let me zoom in. Yeah, we'll try to zoom in. Okay, see how narrow this is? This is extremely narrow right here. I mean, if you're going to escape, you know, you got to wait, line up and get through this, guys. Go before we get to Istanbul. So, wow, that is a very, very narrow strait. And while you're trying to get through there, they can just pick you off if that's what they want to do. So you don't have much retreat. You don't have much retreat. Look there. There's their naval base. Just direct line to their naval base. You come in, they're going to know you're there as soon as you get there. Now, we did have some ships on Black Sea just a few days ago, actually, about a week ago, I think. Just before they left, just when all this stuff started to break loose, they got out of there. Now we're talking about sending some back. I don't know, guys. Let me end this share. Let's stop this share. Don't sound wise to me. Don't sound wise at all. I'm sure China's loving it. Yeah, I'm sure they're loving it. Oh yeah, let the U.S. get all tied up over there. Yeah, hey Taiwan, hey Taiwan. I don't know, Kim Jong-un, he might be liking it too. Yeah, hey Seoul, me some Seoul. Yeah, guys. Yeah, the Ayatollahs might be loving it. Of course, Israel may be on the verge of hitting Iran. Yeah, they really may. That's a whole nother story I need to do on that. There's some things that are shaking up different this time around. Why, and several reasons why Israel may actually go for Iran in the not very distant future. That's a whole nother thing. So I got more to bring you about Taiwan. I want to talk about what a war between the U.S. and China might look like. What about the war against the United States and China and Russia too? Wow. Yeah, that is WWIII. We don't want to go there. I mean, guys, is it worth the end of the world? I mean, really. I feel for the Ukrainians. But anybody that's got this idea that you're just going to tell Russia to get out of Crimea, man, you're smoking it. I don't see that happening at all. I don't see that happening at all. So Russia will fight for Crimea. And they'll fight anybody for Crimea, including the United States. Full-fledged. They'd fight us over that little Taurus base in Syria, which is their Mediterranean water base, but it's not as big as their base in Crimea. All right. I hope this don't happen. I would urge people to contact their senators. Moreover, if you're not prepared, you better start now. This may not come to pass. This may all blow over. But what about tomorrow? What about the next day? What about the next time? What about China? What about this? What about that? What about one of these countries just went just to get the United States out of our way and hacked us real good and taken down our power grid? We're good. Yeah, it could happen that way. Guys, we live in tumultuous times. I have hope that we'll get through it. I do know in the end we win. I just don't know how rough the ride's going to be. It could be very rough. Let's hope and pray it's not. Let's hope and pray we just sail through. We can have a beautiful future on the other side if we can just get through what we're in. Anyway, so I know that you watched this far, said Greg. We need peace and get your point. This is a blow dart. That's a nice point, right? So, all with that, I'm going to say, hey, best thing you can do is go out and shine your love light to the world. Because love dispels hate. We got too much hate in this world. Right here at home and abroad, there's too much hate. Way too much hate. And too much distrust, too much fear, too much animosity. So we got to work on that. All right, my friends. With that, I'm going to say thank you for watching.